Hey, Aprentistas, welcome back. I'm here to give you your overview on week 3. This is what you just clicked on. I'm going to make an overview video every week to kind of like walk you through what's going on. Um, this week, of course, we've got our overview. We've got a couple of readings here. Mestizaje is the big one. Remember, it's also in the Norton book. Those of you who have it, I have also scanned it and put it online. You also have discussion, and you've got a thesis statement too. So we'll just walk you through all of that. Coming first at our overview, we're going to learn how to submit thesis statements through Canvas. A lot of you guys already know how to do that. We're also going to learn how to construct and analyze thesis statements. And we're also going to talk about Jose Vasconcelos' idea of mestizaje, being mixed, and the advantages he sees to that. And notice I've broken down the reading right there. Oh, I've also given you a reading about how 5 ways of looking at a thesis, and it's good background information because I know for some people thesis statements sometimes confuse them or make them feel stuck. But hopefully this good reading will help with that. I've also given the assignment sheet for justifying an evaluation. We already talked about that a little bit, but we'll talk about it more coming up this week. And notice coming up Thursday, you've got your thesis due. I don't really want a topic. I'll change that. It's just going to be a thesis statement. Even if it's rough, remember, we're using placeholders here, for the ideas. If it doesn't feel smooth, that's okay. That's a paint job issue. There's also going to be a video on essay outline format, and I will upload that too. I don't think that's currently on the page. Coming back up here. Notice I put a picture up there of him. Que elegante. So, Jose Vasconcelos was a really important intellectual and activist and Mexican educator. And he's got this idea talking about mestizaje, the notion of not being pure, but of being from two different places or two very different lines. And he's going to talk a lot of this about, indigenous people and European people coming together to make a new people, a mestizaje or mestizo. I'm telling you off the bat, this reading's a little bit tougher, but don't let it throw you, right? I want you to come away with the big ideas from it and also ask questions when you get into discussion about it. Atlantean just means the Atlantic Ocean, or people who cross the the Atlantic Ocean. We do have lots of footnotes here, but notice it's only 9 pages. Some people like actually downloading this and marking it up. Whatever works best for you. So he's talking a lot about race and ethnicity here and what it means to be Latin American, which for most Latin Americans or Latinx people is going to be part European ancestry and part indigenous or native ancestry. So I think it's a really fascinating read. I hope you like it as much as I do. Coming back to there, we've also got a couple of nice resources here, how an MLA sample paper should look. I'll go ahead and do all these for you. Because I know some people already had it down by the end of 1A. Some people need some touch up here. And I know it's going to seem like a lot of crazy work here, but once you learn it, it's really hard to forget it. Some of you may be having to use APA format for a psych class or a social class. I can help you with that, and so can the success centers. Now, I've also made a template here. In other words, this is already an MLA format. You can download this and just change the information and you are set to go, instead of having to redo it every single time. And here, of course, is our justifying an evaluation. And it's all about the film The Infiltrators that we're watching. Remember, you can go to infiltratorsfilm.com. I believe it's a .com to find lots of resources too. And our discussion, mestizaje, the state of being mixed. I'm going to be asking you to think about this idea. But remember, you got to read it first. What does Vasconcelos mean by mestizaje? What do you think of his definition? What ways does it apply to you and not apply to you? What do you think are the advantages of being part of a culture of mestizaje? And again, there are no right or wrong answers. Feel free to like pose a bunch of questions at the end. And like I said, there could be some points where you're just reading this thinking, I got no idea what this guy's saying. Hey, go ahead and put that down there. Remember, I'm going to be asking for strong lines in this. In other words, whenever you think about the piece, copy a few lines out of it or retype them because it's a PDF so that people know exactly what you're talking about. And this is good practice for using writing, other people's writing to support your own ideas. It's really leading us into like one of the core concepts of English 1B. Finally, you've got a thesis statement submission here. Really easy. You're going to do it right through Canvas. We'll talk a little bit about it on Thursday. Start assignment. And notice I've given you 2 thesis skeletons depending on if you think it's a mostly positive film or a mostly negative film. Some people are going to want to say, it's right in the middle. It's not good, it's not bad. You're going to have to push harder on it. It's very hard to write a not good, not bad essay. So you're going to have to make an argument for why it's 51% good or 51% bad. And notice I've put the words positive and negative in here. I've reversed them for if you didn't like the film. We can use those as placeholders, but then we'll come up with some more specific words than positive or negative. We'll expand like our evaluation word tool belt, if you want to call it that. Anyway, that's all for week 3. I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up. Of course, if you've got any questions, feel free to let me know. Until then, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon.